Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yinzer Brothers podcast. I'm TJ, and I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Tim Olaf Harris is there. Tim, why the mask, Tim?
We lost 2 games to the Bengals. I refuse to show my face until something changes.
I think the world collectively says thank you for that, Tim. I do.
This is outrageous.
It is
absolutely outrageous.
It is outrageous. So let me tell you kind of what we're going to do today. We're here to do a wrap up on the Steeler-Bengal game, and then we're going to do a little preview on the Steeler-Packers game. Now, again, you may notice after a victory, we're very quick with the podcast. In a defeat, it takes us a little time to get our swagger back. Because let's just be real, we're Yinzers, and it affects us. It punches us right in the chest, right? So
let's my rear end. Let's go. Go ahead. I've lost swagger.
We could do this. We could do this all night. I love this. Let's talk a little bit about the Steelers' loss to the Bengals, 24-10. Not a great game for the Steelers. Tim, what is your initial take on the debacle?
Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you think your insight lends our expertise.
Ben's washed. Like, I went and bought, one of his different shirts they show,
Yeah.
Before the Bengal game, thinking I'm doing a difference, help the homeless, all types of stuff. Buy a shirt, feed the homeless. I'm thinking I'm going to be just like my quarterback. You know what? Here's my new theory on Ben, TJ.
Yep.
I got a friend, quote unquote friend, does a national podcast. Like 20 years ago, he'd show up to the gym, get on a basketball court, go out there, play pretty well. Be maybe top 3 or 4 picks. Be like, hey, the guy can play ball. I look at it now. My friend that's, national podcast, 20 years in the future, like now he's maybe 41.
Maybe.
Shows up to the gym. Every once in a while, he'll get out there and he's covering guys who are 21, 22. And, he'll maybe get out there first couple minutes, hit a big 3. And all of a sudden you're looking around like, this guy's a liability. He's a defensive liability. And me being a good friend, at some point, I got to tell this guy, dude, maybe it's time to pick up a paddle, a racket, maybe a golf club.
I think you're right. Can I ask you a question? Does this close friend of yours, has he recently battled?
No more questions. No questions.
About with hemorrhoids, maybe?
No more questions.
That's great. I do think, obviously, we had a lot of injuries still. The offense is struggling, but let's just be real. We were just bad. Ben is bad. These are his stats from Sunday. He was 38 for 58. He should not be chucking the ball 60 times.
For
318 yards. He had 1 TD and 2 picks. He just looked his decision.
TJ, that pick he threw, a high school kid wouldn't have made that one throw to 3 different people.
He looked like me and you at the Turkey Bowl, Tim.
Did you see when he threw that little swing pass and he just fell to the ground? Like I thought he was gonna press his life alert button and be like, somebody come get me.
It was
line,
bad.
TJ. That line.
They're bad.
TJ. That line. I mean, I think they'd be better off going to get the super fat kid from the Little Giants and just put him in.
I think you're right. They're just bad. I mean, they're bad. So let me ask you a question. Between the offense and the defense, who are you disappointed in more?
TJ, at least I can lean back and say, hey, the defense has some guys missing. The offense, that is what it is. It is what it is.
That's true.
You think Zach Banner coming back on one leg is gonna? Seriously, they're gonna be running the ball for 400 yards? Hell no.
No, not with Big Zach. Zach can't stay healthy. Dang it, he just can't stay healthy.
It doesn't matter, TJ. He stinks too. Even if he had 3 healthy knees.
That's true. No,
that dude got cut from the Browns when they were like 0-16. Think about that.
And we're waiting for him to blossom.
TJ, I mean, I'm reading. There's guys out there on the free agent wire. It can't be any worse than this. What are they doing with $12 million?
I know. No, you're right. Maybe they'll pick
What are
some
they
guys
waiting
up.
for?
I don't know. They look bad.
And,
I
and,
mean,
and now, like, the offense is so bad, but even like the dude on defense, I thought that was the magic card guy they brought back. The 48, which is Zubiker. What's his name?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what his name is. I
Uh-huh.
thought it was Chicolo or the guy that they cut, or Marsh. I thought they brought him back. I go, who's this dude? He stinks.
He's bad. Did you see too? They lost whatchamacallit to waivers
He
too.
stinks. Jummer Jogger.
Yeah.
He stinks too. DJ, this team has too many Notre Dame players.
They do have a lot of Notre Dame players. That's true. Well, obviously the Bengal game was bad. We didn't look good in any phase of the
Bad?
game. Yes. It was bad. I don't know. And I mean, I got to just be honest with you, as we kind of head toward the Packers, I'm not feeling really good about us heading to the Packers right now. They seem like they've put it together. I look to, we're banged up. We're getting a little healthier, but we still have Okorafor's out. It looks like Claypool may not be able to go because of his hammy. He's like the best we got.
I did feel bad. Like, I was so mad he jumped off sides.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was like concussed. That's the reason why he jumped off sides. Like
Yeah.
he like jumped off sides in the next like 2 seconds. He's like coming off the field like this,
Yeah, he's
holding his
doing
head
good.
like, oh. So, but he stinks. He's bad.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, it looks like our defense at least will be a little bit more stout, but
Remember when I
don't
said
know.
53 was going to be a linchpin?
Yeah,
TJ, that dude stinks. He's not good at football.
he's not. He may end up
DJ.
being. I wonder if they need to move him to a guard or something.
I think they need to move him away from the National Football League.
You may be right. So let's talk a little bit about
TJ, do you realize the dude that he's going against this next week? Oh boy, we are in some deep to do.
Do you know what Harris's average per run was this week?
I don't know, 1 centimeter.
2.9 yards.
So bad for that dude. That dude, you thought Ben was taking some hellacious shots the week before against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Najee Harris was taking some unbelievable. TJ, after 2 of those shots, I would have crapped my pants, took off my pads, and said, "I'm done. I'm done with this team. I retire."
Just 2 shots, Tim, or are we thinking maybe a
He was
single
taking
shot?
some hellacious shots.
He was. It's bad. So we're steaming into to
Steaming?
Lambeau.
Steaming? A hot
steaming
pile
into
of steaming going into Lambeau.
So what do you think the Steeler offense has to do to win?
What does the Steelers offense have to do?
Yeah, what is your key to victory for the offense? What do you think they got to do to win this game? Wait, what do the Steelers have to do to beat the mighty Packers?
Get the freak. I don't know. Hopefully, we can bribe the Chiefs and dress them up in the Steelers' offense and just have them play.
That would be pretty nice. Although the Chiefs are struggling this year too.
TJ, come on, buddy. TJ, I would give my left Kahuni for the Chiefs' offense this year.
Yeah, the Chiefs are the bottom of their division right now. Do you ever think of that?
TJ, right? All the people that are the bottom division. Let's take if we had to make a bet in Vegas, be like, where do you think the Chiefs are going to end up being? Easy, child, easy. They're going to be fine.
So we know. I mean, I just at this
You could
point,
put Jesus Christ behind the Steelers' offensive line. He's going to get annihilated.
That's true. So I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you do to even try to run the ball. And then Ben, there's no
TJ,
way.
do you
Ben's on
realize,
pace for 150 hits this year. Do you know
Do
that?
you realize you have to run the ball? Because if they don't, Aaron Rodgers, they're going to put up 100 points.
Well, they can't. The offense can't sustain drives.
It's either that or like you'll know by the first couple of drives of this whole game how it's going to be. If the defense is playing out of its mind, I would just punt it on 2nd down. And hopefully defense scores.
That's actually not a bad strategy. So what do you think? I mean, does the defense have any chance? I mean, they should get their pass rush back. But
No.
again, I mean, you lost Alu.
No.
Alu's a big loss, dude.
No, Aaron Rodgers is going to torch them. My only thing for this game is I'm just scouting for next year. Pray to God Aaron Rodgers doesn't break a limb because I just want him to come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes and just during the game just vision 12 next year, just black and gold. That's all I'm going to do. I see TJ. They couldn't stop Tyler Boyd in the and Joe Mixon. What do you think they're going to do with Devontae Adams and Joe Burrow? This is going to be bad.
Yeah, I think you could be onto something.
But you know what? For all I know, is this thing that's going to suck is they'll probably go out and they'll win this game, and it would put my head in a mental pretzel.
Well, Tomlin does have some real estate in your head.
He's on that, TJ. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Well, before we do our final predictions, let's open up the Yinzer mailbag. I'm sure it was very delightful this week. What is the Yinzer mailbag, you may ask? It's when you, the fans, get to ask us, the Yinzer Bros, anything you want to ask us about the Steelers, the podcast, our personal lives, anything. If you want to send an email into us, you can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com. And again, if you're lucky enough, you may get called on the air. So, Tim, I don't know. Can you, Olaf, can you read, give us an idea what's in the Yinzer mailbag?
I mean, this thing is, out of all the crap I've worn all these podcasts, this thing is, TJ, it's 1,000 degrees and it's like freezing in my house. This thing's on fire. All right.
So what's in the Yinzer
I
mailbag?
can see. Okay. We got some stuff from the mush.
Okay, what's the mush at?
I mean, he's probably been in hiding too. He sent to be. I mean, the Bears are. Boy, that game's going to be. That's good. That's going to be that's a Monday night game when they play the Bear. Boy, I feel bad for the national audience. Holy crap!
Idea it's going to be a terrible game.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to. I don't even know why somebody's prediction record versus the NFC North over under 2. Who cares? I don't care.
That powerhouse, the NFC North.
I mean, I don't care. I don't. As long as they beat the Bears and they beat the Browns, I don't care. I don't care if they. I don't care.
It looks like Green Bay's going to sit on top of that again, doesn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't care, TJ. It's week 3, and this team has me just an inch away from a cardiac arrest. Look at me, I'm wearing an Olaf hat. It's week 3. Bad news.
It is.
Of course. How many throws does Ben have left in his arm?
All right, that may be a valid question, Tim. I don't know. I don't know how many he's got left.
TJ, I mean, he
just doesn't look good. He's not seeing the film.
I get he's not seeing the feel. I don't think his arm's washed. But it's amazing to me. Like, I sent you that chart. 3 games, TJ. It's like the middle of the field was covered with lava. Why don't they throw it to the middle of the field?
He's not thrown to the middle of the field. And I don't know why.
Well, it's probably why, because those ones in the middle of the field take a little bit of time to develop.
They
can't
do.
He can't do that with 53 basically tattooed to his chest.
You're right. No, I think you're right. No, he was.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, 53. I'm not very impressed with him.
I think it's killing me. I'm reading like out a lot of the stuff. They're like talking about benching Dotson. Well, he sucked last game. They all sucked, but Dotson out of the whole line. What did he do? Did he kill one of the coaches' kids or something? Did they using that bad in the doghouse?
I don't know. It's been bizarre. I don't know.
Crap. Should Ben be in a walker? Yeah, he should be in a walker. Yeah,
he should be in a walking boot and a body cast.
I don't even think the walking boot would help at this point.
I think you're right. I think he's just. I think he's probably going to throw for 600 yards this week. But
it would put. My head would be in a mental pretzel. I'd be like, what is going on?
Oh, goodness.
Jogger. That dude. You know what I thought before that game? You know my God awful truth? I can't believe I thought this, and it crossed my mind. I was like, it's going to really happen. I watched the James Harrison thingy.
Yeah. And you thought he was the next Harrison.
And I was like, James Harrison, he had to get the start because Joey Porter spit in some guy's face from Cleveland. So they started, and that's where it started. It took me 2 plays to see John Major. I was like, this dude sucks.
That's true. He's not very good. He's not very good. Hey, but they snatched him off of waivers. They snatched him.
I mean, your bad one, Tupac, whoever his name is. I don't know. It was the guy. He's a poor man's Marsh, and they got rid of John Yager. I mean, that's unbelievable. Mush is asking, what, if anything, can the Steelers do to turn things around?
I think you nailed something. I think that now's the time. Don't be too prideful. I think they need some linemen. They got to bring some linemen in. I
You
think they
think?
need. I think they need linemen. I think they need to bring a couple guys in because they're
I mean,
terrible.
TJ, there can't be, there got to be guys that somebody. I mean,
I mean,
somebody.
they're bad. I mean, the
You
line
think
is
you could
bad.
coax Marquise Pouncey, say, hey, we'll pay for all your gun and ammunition if you come play?
And bring your brother with you.
Oh boy, for the love of golly. Over under how many Steelers are on the list? He's naming it as 10. TJ, that list is getting larger than
Oh,
I
it
can
is.
possibly even imagine.
Everybody's on the list, Tim. Who's not on
Not
the list?
everybody. Not everybody's on the list.
But you got the
But a
whole
lot.
offensive line, right?
TJ,
Is there any offensive lineman that's not on the list, Tim?
no. Even the
Uh,
backup
you,
offensive linemen are on the list.
now Ebron is on the list, but I'm guessing
TJ,
Fryermuth is not on
that
the list.
dude, TJ, that dude, if I have to see him drop another pass, I'm gonna just go bananas.
He's bad. He's bad at
TJ,
football. Tim.
I think both of his hands are broken, and all the bones inside of all the bones, both of them, they're all broken in his hands. It's the only explanation I can think of.
So, who do you think from a wide receiver standpoint? Any wide receivers on the list?
TJ, Claypool infuriates me because he should win every one-on-one battle, and he just doesn't. TJ, I don't know. I mean, I'm judging guys majority of the time they're catching balls within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. So I don't know if I got to see one more wide receiver screen or one more my head's gonna explode.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, how about defense? What defensive guys are on the list? I mean, we
TJ,
know
believe it or
34 is
not,
on the list.
That's what's getting bad about this team. He's slowly climbing off the list because that's how bad this team is.
That's true. He is.
He had that pick, and like people were, I was getting texts, "Louis 34." I'm like, dude, I could one of my plays that I could have picked that off with one of my 4 plays. I mean, just on defense. See, what's getting me nervous about that defense, truthfully, I know they're missing Bush. Bush isn't very good.
He's
When you miss
struggling.
on a first round pick like that,
Yeah,
that's bad news.
it is. I mean, and
That's bad
again,
news.
everything changes with that front when your front pressure's off. I mean,
agree,
dude,
TJ. Well, I guess
you
what's
lost
getting me
all those
nervous
guys.
is what's getting me nervous is that they're getting ran on now. Like during
Oh
that
yeah.
bang game when you thought oh, maybe we get a stop here, they were just getting the ball ran down their throat. That's
No,
bad.
the only one that you had that was you had Cam and you had Ingram. I mean, but that left side of the defensive line's done, and depending on what that rotation looks like, I mean that their front guys look awful.
I just don't understand. Why wouldn't you go sign Geno Atkins?
I don't know, and
What
maybe
is
that
what?
I don't
TJ,
know.
what is going on with Tui?
I don't know.
I had to hear blah 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 Butler talk about when you say Butler, we hope to get Tui back. Hope. When I hear the word hope, that means we are in some deep doo-doo. He ain't coming back.
I think you're right. I mean, he may be done with football. Who knows?
Oh, another reason why just too many Notre Dame guys in this team. Too many.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Defense, dude, it's tough. Like I said, their defensive line, it's just they've been drafted. It's kind of showing now because they've been drafting these defensive linemen 6th round, 7th round, 6th round, 7th round. TJ, they stink.
Yeah,
Besides Cam, they stink. They haven't put any draft equity in the defensive line at all.
they
And
didn't put
you're
any
seeing-
equity into any of the line.
That's a great call. And you're
I mean,
seeing what's
either
happening.
one. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just this year they have to make a concerted effort. They got to go. We have enough specialty guys. We got to get some linemen.
Oh, I don't know, TJ. They all suck. Another question. What do you think of the Big Ben and Matt Canada takes on 4th and 11? I found that very interesting later on in the week because
It was
Ben was
interesting.
like, I looked at that play a zillion times, TJ. There was a bunch of people wide open in the end zone.
There were. It was funny. I listened to a little commentary from Charlie Batch, and he was kind of dancing around some of the issues. He's like, but they were open later and blah blah blah. But everything I saw, I think they're open again. Where were they at, Tim? They're open late down in the middle of the
TJ,
field. I think he got rid of that ball fast.
There was a dude in the middle of the field that looked. I mean, there was no one within 10 yards of him.
Yeah.
And I found it very interesting that when they said something to Matt Canada about that play, He goes, we had guys in the end zone.
Yeah.
This is after Ben had he's he had his little press conference. Somebody asked about him. He goes, I don't remember the play. Next question. Like, Ben, you remember the play. You remember the play, Ben. Don't get snappy now, Ben.
So,
I bought one of your different shirts, hoping it'll make a difference. Obviously, it ain't.
So what do you? I mean, do you think is there any case where they bench him?
No, TJ. What do you think? You got anything better behind him?
I mean, this is. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Oh, you say Dewey. If you say Dewey, I'm going to throw up.
I think you got nothing to lose. I think you see clearly what you got with those two.
TJ, it's game 3. If you're talking games, if you're talking game 7 or 8, and they're 1 and whatever, it's game 3. I mean, you got to give it some time. I mean, Mason. You see, dude, Mason had a good line. He sucked. Think about that.
I just think, like, if these guys could look down the field a little bit. Ben's not looking down the field. Ben's trying to get rid of the ball in under
TJ, the last
seconds.
time I saw Mason looking down the field, guess what he did? He left the game with no face mask on. That's the last time I saw.
That's true. He did. That's true.
And I've watched enough of Washington football team film to watch Dwayne Haskins looking down the field. You want to talk about deep to do? Deep to
do. What else you got to use in real bag?
What's my take on Aaron Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh? Oh, baby Jesus, up in sky. I pray that, TJ, I've had some people ask me, hey, would you give him 12? TJ, I would give him the logo if he came to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, did you see he was on the Pat McAfee show? Did you hear what he said about Pittsburgh?
Yes, TJ, and I got so excited. But do you think the Steelers would ever do that?
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know.
I mean, would you have thought 2 years ago that the Steelers would give up a first-round draft pick for, like, Mika Fitzpatrick?
No, I don't know. I just see them being stubborn, thinking, "Hey, we can draft a guy. We can mold our own dude," and they can't.
How old is he? Is he now, Rodgers?
I don't care. I don't care if he's 100.
He still looks like he's got good arm talent. So I mean,
a good arm talent? Are you insane? Have you been watching him?
So maybe
he made a couple passes. He made a couple passes that I didn't even think were humanly possible.
So you think this? If they believe that the Steelers are built to win now, why not plug in a quarterback like him for the next 3 years?
TJ, I believe they're built to win now. You believe they're built to win now, but guess what? They also believe in Terrell Edmonds, so we got issues.
That's true. That's true. But let's be real, Aaron's used to having a crummy line anyway.
TJ, if you're looking at it from a blank slate, hypothetically, Steelers got all this cap room in the world. Okay, theoretically they got a pretty young defensive core.
They do.
Besides the defensive line, if all the pieces are there, they got a championship caliber defense.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Say you lose Juju. That receiving core and that running back is probably better than anything Aaron Rodgers ever had. Devontae Adams is very good, better than any receiver we have. But if you look at the units collectively, from tight end to wide receivers, even if Juju's gone, and running back, that's probably the best unit he almost has ever had since his Super Bowl runs with. And I still think it's even better than his Super Bowl runs in 2010 because the running back's going to be better.
Yeah.
The line, like you said, if you look at Green Bay's line, that line is built with a bunch of 4th round, 5th round, 6th round picks. It just is what it is. Yeah. Steelers the same way. If she doesn't get some guys, maybe sign a guy here and there, that team, the team is built to win a championship. Now,
it is.
My guess is, I don't know what road you think is going to be easier to get through. To me, it's like you got Brady. You're going to have Brady in Tampa there for another 100 years for all I know, because that dude's a robot. Do you think you'd have an easier road going through the AFC?
Absolutely, I think. I mean, you still have. I mean, you got to deal with Kansas City, and you got to deal with those guys. But you know what? I mean, if you take Tampa Bay out of the equation, I still think the NFC is softer than the AFC. I mean, collectively, I think you got better teams. I think you get better teams in the AFC.
it depends what you want to do. Like I said, I think the Steelers would be built for what he wants. If you say maybe he has 4 years left, realistically 4 or 5 years.
I think he's worth it for 4 years. Holy cow!
Me or you think he's worth it because we don't want to see TJ. We lived in the dark era where Bobby Brewster and Mark Malone were leading the helm.
That's right. Those are the bad years. Those are dark years.
Dark. TJ, I don't know. I don't know if I can go through that again.
I don't think I could either. I think it's intriguing. I think if they got a chance to get him, I know this. I think Colbert is. It would not surprise me to see them go after him because I do believe that they think they're built to win now.
If TJ, if I didn't think that Deshaun Watson has guilt written all over his face, I would say, go get that dude. But I know the luck. As soon as you get someone picks him up, they're gonna be like, dude, not only are you suspended from the NFL, you're going to jail forever.
Yeah. No, I think Aaron Rodgers is great.
He's great. I just
he's not going to be in Green Bay next year. I think his two destinations.
Those guys are idiots. Like, why would you get? Why?
Because they're idiots. They
just think about it. Like, Ben runs pretty much. I think he has a lot more power than anybody in that organization, in the Pittsburgh organization, like they say.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not give a dude like Aaron Rodgers that? And I see people I was reading on Twitter like, I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, are you high? What is wrong with you?
They're crazy. No, they're crazy. If we get a chance to get him, I think we go get him.
I mean, just put it this way: if you don't get a good quarterback, you're going to waste that defense.
You are. I think you're right. And I don't know. I mean, are there any other decent quarterbacks that are going to be available?
Deshaun Watson's going to be out there, but that's like rolling the dice, dude.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're going to get from him. I mean, I'm looking at some of these quarterbacks in college, TJ. I've been looking. They're not very good.
No.
This crop is not. The only dude that kind of intrigues me a little bit, I've watched a dude from Nevada, I want to say, Carson Strong.
Yeah.
He to me may have some juice. He kind of looks like that. Him and the North Carolina dude just doesn't impress. Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's just the kid I watched. I thought that I was kind of hoping the kid from Oklahoma would impress me. I
don't know.
Yeah, to me, it's like if the defense wasn't that close to a championship caliber defense, I would see, hey, go get the quarterback and let's go with the growing pains and kind of grow with it. But dude, I mean, got that defense. You got in those pieces.
You got a lot of weapons on offense too. I mean, you got a lot of those.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
If you got that much cap space,
maybe that's why they're keeping all the cap space. Maybe that's why they positioned the way that they did.
Let me throw this out there. If you get that much cap space, say you lose Juju. Do you think Aaron Rodgers would take maybe a little bit less to come with that defense, to come with that offensive pieces, if the Steelers can somehow get Devontae Adams signed? Because he's a free agent also.
Goodness. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Wouldn't that be nuts? I got to say, I mean, I love Juju, but man, he's always getting hurt. And I mean, he catches everything when you get it to him, but he's always getting hurt. And he isn't that. I think he's a great possession.
He's like Anquan Bolden. To me, he's a poor man's Anquan Bolden.
That's what he is. That's what I mean. That's and he's going to bounce in the league like that.
I'm still convinced he was trying to just beat traffic. That's why he left last game. He was like, "I'm getting out of here, beat the traffic."
Probably.
I don't know.
Anything else in the Yinzer mailbag?
No.
Okay. Well, again, if you got any questions for us as we close up the Yinzer mailbag, email us next week or this week for next week at theyinzerbros@gmail.com. And if you're lucky enough, you will get some props on our show, our national podcast, Tim.
National.
So Tim, here we go. Here's the big moment. Steelers Packers. I think it's a 4:15 game East.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be able to nap at least in the morning, so it'll be cool.
That's good for you. So what is your prediction? What's the score prediction for you?
I mean, I think it's a 7.5 point spread. So I don't think the Steelers are going to win. I don't think they're going to get blown out. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be like a 4-point game. I'm going to say probably 27-23.
27-23. That's pretty good. I'm going to say, you know what? I don't know. I got a feeling You said it earlier. I got a feeling somehow they're gonna squeak this one out, but it's not gonna be. I mean, our offense is just pitiful. I'm gonna say we're gonna win 17-3. I
Well,
think the defense is gonna show up big.
okay, then if you're saying they're going to win, I mean, I guess we have to pick your players of the game. Who's your offensive player of the game then?
My offensive player of the game again is going to be Najee Harris. He had over 100 yards receiving this week. He didn't do great. I mean, I think he had like 40 yards rushing. I think you're going to see him combined this week for about 150 yards combined. He might maybe a 70, 70-80 spread, something like that. Again, because he's Ben's number one target because he's the closest one to the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's just the way that it is.
That is just a sad statement.
It's awful. It is. I mean, but I think they're going to sneak it out. I think the defense is going to come up strong again. I think Watt's going to impose his will again. I know he is battling that groin injury, but I think he'll be good with the groin, and I think he'll be fresh. I think he'll come hungry.
If the Steelers do win this game, somehow win this game, on the Green Bay defense, they have a nose tackle that scares the bejesus out of me. Very good. They don't have their best outside pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
They're down a corner.
Mm-hmm.
If Ben goes vintage Ben and has just a crazy game, and I know they're going to have to control the clock, but I don't think they can run, period. So I'm thinking it's going to have to be a duel somehow, some way. And somehow, if the Steelers have the ball last, that's a team that's going to win. Ben needs to have a throwback 5-year, 7-year go game and just go off. That's my only way of seeing it. I still don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think
Ben's going to. He's going to check the ball 40 times, 40 plus.
I think they're going to. Here's the thing. Unlike Cincinnati has a half decent defensive line for a rush. Buffalo did. So does the Raiders.
Yeah.
Green Bay doesn't have that. They have a good run stopper. Their middle guy's good. I think it's the guy that from the Ravens, Devarius or whatever. He's very good. Hurt. The other guy, Corner they have good. Back corner stinks. I think Ben's actually time to throw the ball because I think they're going to use Derek Watt. I think they're going to use Derek Watt a lot more than you think this game.
Boy, did you see that one play? He was wide open.
I know. But TJ, if you continue to get hit all the time,
I get it. It.
So if they do win this game, which I don't think they're going to do, to me it's Ben's the guy. He's going to have the game. You're going to be like going like, dude, what the hell? How did this happen?
I'm saying it's 17-3, and the defense has a pick six.
Who's your defensive guy though? Who's your defensive guy to watch him?
I'm going to say our defensive guy. It has to be. I think. I'm going to say Cam Sutton. He's going to be the sneaky equalizer. I'm going to predict he's going to have a pick six. They're going to get, they're going to get Rodgers on the run. He's going to make a mistake, and that'll account for 6 points of the 17 the Steelers will get. They might even get 24. I don't know, but I think that the defense is going to show up strong. And I agree with you. The Green Bay defense does not scare me.
It doesn't. Now the guy for me on defense, if they do win this game, Mika. Hello. Yeah. You want that money? You better start showing up and playing ball, brother. I mean, he wasn't good last game either, TJ.
No. Again, what helps is a pass rush. If you don't have a pass rush, this is the first game last time Steelers didn't have a sack.
I get it to a point, TJ. But if you're one of those upper class safeties, you got to make splash plays. He just hasn't. He hasn't done it. I think he's made one splash play where he got, I think it was against the Buffalo, where he had the guy behind the line of scrimmage. He read like a bubble screen on that fourth and whatever. He read that bubble screen or whatever the heck it was. No, that was Sutton. He had one play here. He had one play where I know he read something and was like, okay. But he's been non-existent.
Yeah.
You give a first round pick and he's supposed to be getting the bag next year. You gotta start producing.
How do you think Schobert's been doing?
I don't see anything glaring like him getting beat in pass coverage. The one time he got beat for a touchdown, the pass was perfect. It was a perfect pass to that tight end. I mean, it was insanely perfect pass. I haven't seen him get beaten. I haven't seen him get beaten pass protection or pass plays. Uh, I don't know. To me, he's not making splash plays, but you don't see something glaringly like this dude is like out of place type of deal. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Okay.
Like I saw Bush plenty of times last game, dude. As I said before, he gets a guard or a tackle on him, he's done. He can't shut him. He's done.
He's too small. Yeah, he's too small. You got to keep him clean. And again, I mean, his thing is speed. If he's not fast, he's just a slow little guy.
He's a slow 5'8" midget. I'll say
it. All right, Tim. Anything else you want to add to the podcast tonight?
Again, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I can go another week looking at that. If they lose and just look half decent, I'll be a little bit happy. Last week I didn't think I'd get any lower than the Raider game. The Bengal game was bad, man.
It was. We just looked bad. When you look bad, when you don't compete, it's bad.
It felt like you're getting punched in the face by a bully. You just couldn't do anything. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Like he made you eat the dog poop, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Let's hope it's a turnaround. Well, again, if you like what you hear, please don't forget to spread our podcast love around. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, whoever it is. Again, I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Again, stay tuned. If we win, you'll get a really quick podcast. If we lose, you may get one of these a few days later.
The main reason is if we did it right after the game, we wouldn't be able to post it on YouTube, and because I would be MFing every third word. So that's basically what the bottom line is.
He would be. So, it's restraint on our parts, what it is. So again, we are the Yinzer Bros. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
Still number one out here, right?
That's highly debatable at the moment. See ya.